Alright, that's that camp taken care of. That was smoothly enough, more than smoothly. So you're getting like a trinket or whatnot, but this time around we got an entire new character. The healer. She's bound to be interesting and wildly expensive to include in the deck, but, you know.
Was nearly home. Nearly with my dear wife.
Yeah, sorry about that. Really sucks to live in the Witcher universe. In a constant state of political upheaval and mass murder, and then all the monsters. And then also the monsters being attracted by the murder.
Smolder. Nilfgaard Park's not long afore. They must be close.
No doubt they already knock at Aldersberg's gate. We must make haste.
Looks like a Nilfgaard camp full of bandits. Yeah.
Warriors fled so fast, didn't manage to pack. Beautiful sword. Not a scratch on it. Our army showed well in the parade, but when it came down to it, it's of no real use to me. Take it if you'd like. Left in the fields, it'll go to waste.
Hey, resources.
Brave warriors fled so fast, didn't manage to pack.
No, I thought they were bandits. These guys look more like bandits. I don't know. Maybe they are bandits, but they're looting Nilfgaard camps, so who cares? Like they're looting the enemy's camps left abandoned. Yummy. Thank you. I think I can build something. There's the pikemen plus if I want them. I've already got the command tent upgrade and everything. Yeah. Let's get it. I might use it. Before I had half the cap. I had a cap of 100 where I now have 200. So pikemen were just too expensive to spam in my deck. And they were really weak at being only 3 each. 5 each is definitely an improvement, especially if I can warhorn them or something collectively. But also, there's just more to work with in my deck. I don't think I'm going to use the Hajduk though. I just have other people that can give charge that are better cards than a 5 that does it once. I don't know, it has its uses, I suppose. I do just sort of find myself drawn to certain cards way more than other ones, for one reason or another. Where is he? Oh yeah, these guys. These guys cost 4. I'll go ahead and invest a bit. There we go. Right, you have a cap of 5 total you can have in your entire deck, right? Although if I use the witch, there'd be even more of them. And then I could summon them all at once. That would potentially come in handy. They have a deploy ability, right, though? So the footman's ability would actually, like, counteract them? There's some odd balances to consider in some of this. There's another one I didn't find. There you are. The Sapper. I'm not crazy about the Sapper, but I might devise a strategy involving them at some point. Trial by fire. Nilfgaardian military superiority was so immense that even Imperial reconnaissance units posed no serious threat to Meve's modest army. Rather than retreat and await reinforcements, the Nilfgaardians decided to take the offensive. Puzzle fight. Straightforward. Well, the opposite straightforward. It's just there's nothing else to analyze on the screen. Eliminate the spotters before they escape. Is that the goal or the hint? No, that's the goal. They're on every row. Alright, don't let them escape. Let's read what they do. Spotter, human. If a unit appears on this row, this unit becomes alerted. If alerted, move one row away from the opponent every turn on turn start. If no rows are left to move to, escape and raise the alarm. The North has nothing with which it could surprise us. Move one row away from the opponent every turn on turn start. If no rows are left to move, escape. So if I put a unit here, he's just gonna start running away. So can I place these guys on every row? Only my rows. Oh, if a unit appears on this row. That means including the other spotters. So when I click on this guy, they're all gonna start running that way together. Okay. This guy is damage a unit by 2. If it was destroyed, repeat this ability. So attack them with Arbalest and Wagenburg. And then I can sap them all to death when they're low enough. If a unit appears in this row, does this count as a unit? Find out the hard way, right? Let's just find out the hard way how this manifests. Do I lose instantly? No. Okay, so they'll all run into that row and take 2 damage as they enter it, which should be good. I guess Wagenburg's usually the first one, right? And the Rivia and Sapper probably do when they all get down to 2. Deploy. Damage a unit by the number of cards on this row, including... yeah, that's what it always was. I don't know why I thought that was different. I looked at it weird. I mean, I guess just attack one of them. That's a start. So next turn, they'll all run into the spikes. You'll start sapping everyone that's at 2. And you'll Wagenburg them. When they enter the spikes, they'll take 2 damage. When this guy's played, it'll be 1, 2, 3. He'll be attacking with the Wagenburg for 3 damage on everybody. 3 damage plus the 2 from the spike trap means that both of the 6s will be at 1. I'm counting that right? The Wagenburg will be able to do 3 damage while they all take 2, which means they'll all have taken 5 damage, which will mean it'll be really easy to sap them. And that's for the 6s. So like, the arrows are kind of... I think the arrows are pointless? Yeah. So last turn... Oh. No, okay. I was gonna do this, but no, I want to attack with you first. Because you'll damage them all by 2, and then I can sap them all. Because then they'll be at 2 or less, yeah.
Stop your yapping and start digging.
There we go. I almost went out of order and did the sapper first, but that was not gonna work. Take that, other guy. He's just in a sapping frenzy. He couldn't stop himself. Friend or foe, it didn't matter. From Andro Jolka, bookkeeper, to Colonel Lukan Zorna. As instructed, the regimental treasury was transferred to the village of Yedlin, south of camp. In order to minimize the chance of enemy interception, the chests have been concealed under the bridge. I've also begun the withdrawal of supplies towards Aldersburg. May the gods watch over us both. Ooh, recruits. Ooh, chest. That's not hard to find. Oh, it's because it had to be unlocked. Well, we unlocked her portrait immediately. Hello, unreasonable quantities of soldiers. I wonder if other people recruit cards more often than I do. I'm so focused on the upgrades themselves. Well, I'm running out of upgrades that I'm excited about. There's upgrades I'm still excited about, like upgrading the drummers, but that's not available until, like, I guess the next chapter, which admittedly, I'm finishing this chapter soon-ish, it looks like. And I actually don't know if it'll be next chapter or not. I just know that it's not this chapter. Just because I know that the plus version of the marching drummers exists, because I've got it via other ways, but I don't have access to it.
Meve shook her head in disbelief as she surveyed the landscape before her. The Nilfgaardians had destroyed everything in their path. Burned farms, trampled fields, leveled orchards.
The bastards.
She hissed.
They mean to cause a famine.
When the Lyrians reached Braithwaite, a small village near Aldersburg, they saw gaunt men and women, more bone than flesh, gnawing on acorns and boot leather. The invaders had requisitioned every scrap of the village's food stores and hauled it off to their nearby camp. In strained voices, the villagers begged the Queen to help them retrieve their supplies.
Milady, Frost'll come before we know it. They'll help us. Why not a soul will live to see the thaw?
Meve looked around at the blackened, scorched village, at the walking skeletons who dwelled in it. The suffocating smoke bellowing up from the fields sent tears streaming down her face.
I'll do what I can,
Was all she said. She knew this was not the time for a rousing speech. She needed to act.
Well, we gotta fix this. So when I talk about the excitement of upgrades, I think one of the things about the upgrades that disappoints me and probably makes me not that as excited as I could be is probably the fact that they how do I put this? I think there's more upgrades that unlock new units than there are that upgrade existing units, which normally would be an exciting thing, but the game in many cases already gave me like 2 or 3 copies of each of those cards. So I'm unlocking the ability to build cards that I already have, which is only necessary if I want to have even more of them. Like if I want to be like, screw that, not 2 alchemists, I want 5 alchemists, then unlocking the alchemist one makes sense. But since I start off with them already, then I kind of would prefer to unlock upgrades to those cards instead of just unlocking the ability to build them in the first place when I already have them. Like, it feels a little backwards and less exciting that way. It's just a little odd. Although some of the later ones, like the blacksmith, is definitely something that I don't already have, and it would be something new. But what was the blacksmith one again? I think that was the one where like the description was weird. No, play your trinket from your graveyard. No, that's pretty good. It lets me reuse a trinket. Yeah, no, that's straight up a decent card that I should want. Yeah. But for some reason I thought it was one of the ambiguous ones. I might be thinking of a different card.
Milady, have mercy. We'll waste away and starve. Milady.
Well, time to figure out what I can actually do about this, if there is anything. Oh, look, a Nilfgaardian camp. Time to kill them all. They know what they did.
The Lyrians reached the outer defenses of the camp where the Nilfgaardians had taken Braithwaite's food stores. Rayla delivered her report.
3 heavy infantry regiments, Lazari arbalists,
The warrior said.
and I heard neighing, so they've cavalry as well.
Meve said nothing, working it over in her head. The fate of the starving villagers weighed on her heart. But was it worth risking heavy losses to aid them?
Yeah.
The Nilfgaardians keep food in storage and watch it rot while peasants perish from hunger. Will we allow this?
The queen said, addressing her soldiers. Cried the soldiers.
I didn't think so.
Meve said with a smile as she drew her weapon.
Lyrians, attack!
I will say there's like a 50-50 in this game between decisions that are super compelling and decisions that kind of aren't, but are still framed as decisions. There's a lot of really good ones where you're taken aback by like the moral ambiguity of the situation, but then there's other ones that are just like, this will be hard, but it's right to do. You want to do it? And that's how they frame the decision. But what's really happening is it's a side quest. And so the choice, the choice you're making in the game is just, do I want to do the side quest right now, or do I want to walk away and come back later, or just never come back? Like, it's not really a moral choice, but they frame it narratively like it is one. And it reminds me of like a thing that this game kind of maybe can't even necessarily do, but something that Banner Saga did is that it would give you these kinds of choices just like the one we're doing right now, but because the game had all these different resource types that determined how the whole campaign was going, there was actual costs that you would suffer. Whereas she's like, they're talking about us suffering heavy losses, but so far at least, whenever I make a choice like this, we don't even really lose soldiers from my soldier pool, which it wouldn't even be the biggest cost because I don't heavily use that resource anyway, but like we don't even lose them most of the time when they say that we're gonna have heavy losses. So like there's a bit of a dissonance between the narrative and the gameplay there that exists less in Banner Saga. The battle for the granary. Meve wondered whether a single Nilfgaardian felt shame for seizing food from a defenseless peasant, condemning him to starve slowly and painfully. Would he endure sleepless nights plagued by nightmares? Perhaps turn away in disgust upon seeing his own reflection in a looking glass? She had her doubts. Let's kill them all. But now between the dog and the pikemen I just have like surprise spam units that come out, basically. And that's interesting to have. Just gotta make sure I don't have 2 of them in my hand. Hey! You're an interesting one. Let's give you a chance to get used. So I got my pikemen, which is good. Got a bomber, which is pretty good. I got you, which means an extra drummer. Can I draw another? You're not going to get powerful enough. No, I don't want more of you. Alchemist doesn't hurt for the bear. Uh-oh.
Today our swords shall taste imperial blood.
Must be an important lesson in this.
That's a big old wall they got. What's your power? The visiting ambassador. Yeah, what an ambassador you are. You're the ambassador of stealing food from peasants. Strengthen all allies by 1. Order. A spy? No, that's saying far too much. I consider myself more of an observer. That's still a spy. Was that it? It doesn't say that he has a time limit, it just says ×0. Is something else going to give him more order, or is that just a one-time everyone gets stronger by 1? That's underwhelming, especially since he did on the first turn. Castle Gate, immobile, permanent resilience. Every turn, on turn start, boost a random ally by 2 and give it 2 armor. Death Wish, destroy all palisades and boost all enemies in hand, deck, and battlefield by 2. Ooh. By enemy, I means me, right? So, huh. Okay. So if I can burn through the 25 armor and 11 health, then all of my characters go up by 2. And as long as it stays, everyone on their team is going to keep getting boosted. That said, them all being confined to the back row makes this a good time for me to have access to the guy that burns that back row. That's not bad. What do we have here?
There's been a mistake.
Wasteful.
I'm no mage. Getting to work.
Yes. That's pretty good unless they manage to kill him before he gets a chance to do anything. That would suck. What do you guys do? You're just doomed, which is when you're defeated, you cease to exist. I've got a few choices here. Let's start with you.
This could hurt.
Make them all stuck in a burning row. If only I had my pitfall trap one, too. Huh. Damage the lowest enemy by 2. Plink. Get that started. In fact, if I could just avoid you getting boosted, that'd be nice. Let's just start chopping away.
Hundred and 1, 102, 103.
Alright, so my only summoner is this guy. No Black Rayla. When am I gonna draw Rayla again? She's in there, I swear. Just no luck. I think I want to get started with that, so let's get you down there.
I'm a waste of time for one.
Keep you burning. And we'll get plenty busy with you in a turn here.
Wise choice.
Before I do anything else, I think I want to do Soup first, because if Soup goes well, I might draw another summoner. If I get lucky, I'll get like Drummer Plus. Nope, but I got Fire. A War Wagon. Just to spawn a bunch of infantry. Rivian Onager. Order, damage an enemy by 3, or charges 2. Whenever an ally is destroyed, gain 1 charge. Interesting if they choose to attack me, that I get an additional attack each time. I've never seen this guy before. For when you want to lay a siege, but need to pack light. Huh. I like the idea of doing 3 damage every time any of my allies are destroyed. Whereas this is just another fire, which admittedly I could stack. I could put that fire on the front, on their front gate. This one seems a little less useful. It depends on whether or not they choose to attack my infantry. Otherwise, I'm just filling my entire screen with units. I'm gonna try you because you're a new one and that's interesting. I might use him to attack the castle gate over and over again, specifically. And as a reminder, this is just a normal round, right? Yeah, so if high score wins regardless. Alright. Start chopping away at that. Another fire bomber. Alright, sure. I'll get the front row with you. So now the fire is going to be taking out their gate, hopefully. Alright.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Oh, we're just spamming that unit now. Okay.
These damn boots are killing me.
Did not exactly lead to a chain reaction. Oh. They're just going to kill it. Great. Yeah, that part. He gets to attack every time anyone's played. Oh, cool. Whenever I use an order, he gets stronger. That guy. I love that guy. He's not infuriating at all. Oh god, that means that he gets stronger every time I use the Scepter of Storms. Does that... If I let this get saved up, does he get +2 for every single time it attacks? Or at that point does it work differently? We've only taken 3 damage, so there's not a lot of boosting to be done, but I do like the idea of making all the damage they deal over the course of the fight all come back in the last turn. That's a fun idea. Is this guy just gonna get me in trouble because I'm gonna summon a bunch of weak units? Probably. Okay, no one's damaged, so I can't make anyone a bear.
Company, forward march!
Not yet, anyway. Ooh. That's not bad.
Left, right, left, right.
Oh, well, here comes the pikeman.
I'm coming.
Oh, right, this one didn't get played because he's in my hand. Move automatically to the battlefield, not considered played. It just says move automatically to the battlefield. It doesn't say from the deck specifically. It says so it should also come from my hand, but this one didn't go. Curious about that. Well, I'm winning the number war for now, but not by a huge margin. Ah, another one.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow.
At least they'll all get strong when I use the power later. I'm so over-spammed. Nobody's damaged, so I can't turn anyone to a bear still, which means I don't really have anyone to turn to alchemize for full power. It's 9 people per row, right? Yeah. So I can fit 1 more in the front row and 2 in the back. Okay, that's fine. I only have 3 units left. I only have 3 units left on my board anyway, so I can play all of them.
Pays late. Again.
Please damage somebody so I can turn them into a bear and then use alchemy on them. Okay, I gotta be careful here. If I turn him into a bear, I can't use that on Knickers, so it has to be the other one. Oops, wrong card. Let's see, cooldown of 5, so it's not going to come back before the end, so I might as well save it for the last round. I think. I mean, it's not like he's going to die. So it doesn't make the biggest difference. You guys enjoying that fire damage?
Order will triumph. It must triumph.
Why? Oh, I forgot about that nightmare card. What the hell? Whenever an ally is destroyed, the scene it loses 25% of its power. I don't have a lot of power to do that.
Greetings.
No! That was a bad misclick. That was a bad misclick. That was a really bad misclick. Die to the fire, please. I need people to die so that he can be weaker. I do want to weaken them first before I average them out. That's one more dead, so he'll be weaker. There we go.
Yes.
The poor bear. I totally messed him up. So now this guy's going to attack 6 times, which will hopefully kill a few of you. Then I'm going to average them out and use her ability to do additional damage to them collectively. But I want this to take out the weakest of them, because then this guy will get severely weakened as a result. There we go. Now he's massively weaker. Good news. He's getting weaker. What? Wait. I think he just lost. My trap counts as an ally. So when I played a trap here and it died after being used, it cost him 25% of his power again. That works that way? That's kind of fascinating that that works that way. No. Oh, misplay number 2. Big one.
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
Alright. It's an order, so I can't use it, you idiot.
Your Grace, the battle's won. We've secured the storehouses.
I wish I'd lost. With that bear mistake and that healer mistake, I wish I had lost, because that was such bad mistakes that I want to go back and undo them. Damn it.
Meve managed to rout the Nilfgaardian troops and regain the stolen supplies. However, the Queen's good humor faded soon after the battle. Her soldiers began loudly demanding she not return to the village, but keep the food for her troops.
We've nigh empty bellies too, milady. Or whatever we give them, the black-clad bastards will just steal right back. Better to strengthen our own army than the enemy's.
Meve heard the soldiers out. In her heart of hearts, she knew their arguments held much merit. But she only said,
I'd rather fight with a clean conscience than a full stomach.
The Queen's words ended all discussion. The soldiers loaded the food onto carts and made off towards Braithwaite.
It's true. We would be effectively just robbing our own people's food. That makes us them, essentially. I was totally thinking of that ability as being a deploy ability, and I just didn't catch it in time. All I had to do was play it one turn sooner and it would have applied, but I'm a stupid. I'm so stupid. Alright. We don't have wood, so I can't do much right now. Ah, that was a mistake. I'm also realizing that the Rivian pikemen might be kind of mutually exclusive to the Black Raylia plan. Like, if I get my drummers and Black Raylia going, then the Rivian pikemen would just be filling up a board that I could be using to fill with better cards in that case.
The villagers welcomed the soldiers with tears in their eyes. One fell to his knees before the Queen.
Oh, milady! You saved us from starvation, from turning one against the other, from eating horrid things. The gods bless ye 7 times over!
Meve smiled hearing these words, but sadness lingered in her eyes. If the gods truly did reward good deeds and punish crimes, there'd be lightning bolts pummeling the Nilfgaardians day and night.
Oh. But at least we like ourselves, right? We like ourselves, right?